Hi everybody. So I received Diane's new stamps. She has 3 new ones. This is a different size for Diane, so this is different for me as well, playing with these. But I knew as soon as I saw the release, I wanted to play with this one. I have an idea for this one too, and a small idea for that one, but nothing really exciting has come to my mind for this one yet. But this one, and I know everybody's going to do it because I feel like it's a given when you see the stamp set. I haven't even taken that out yet. I want to do a 3-page spread with this being on the back and this bigger part being on the second one, you know, with the cutouts and it doing the gradual thing. So I've already found a place where there's enough consecutive pages in a row to be able to do it. So I'm thinking, I guess I'll take this all off and use the new acrylic block. Which, unless you have a big acrylic block, you will need this one, because this one is not going to cut it. And if they hadn't sent me this, I would not have an acrylic block big enough for that stamp. Although I do have my acrylic block that I have for my gel plates, so I guess I could have used that. But this is nice because it's thicker, and these little grooves, you have something to hold on to, plus you can use it to do fun things on your page. So what color do I want to do? I feel like maybe I should just stick with, let me get this lined up better, stick with black, so then I can add color with the other stuff. I'm just going to line it against, line it up with that edge. Okay, just need a minute to think here how I want to go about this. The nice thing about this acrylic block too, it's centered. It has the center found. So, ooh, I could even figure out the center of my page. Or at least maybe not get quite so particular and just, so I'm gonna make a little tick right here. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little tick so I know when I'm putting down my stamp. Okay, I think I want to do, I'm going to take the center out. Oh, it does do 3. I was thinking just the very middle came out, but this does too. I knew that. I remember seeing it now in Diane's video. Okay, I think I want to do this part black, and then I think I want to add color to these. I'm just going to add some black ink. So afraid of not getting a good image when I don't use the Tim Holtz, whatever that thing is called. Can't remember what it's called. I think I had it this way. Ooh. Oh, I dropped it. Man. Oh well. So I think I would like it if the acrylic block was just a little bit bigger, so I get my fat fingers under there. So afraid I'm not going to get a good image. Wish me luck. Yeah, I messed up. That's okay, we can fix that up with a black pen. And that is so not centered. I feel like there's more space on the bottom. Anyway, oh, I didn't take note of which way I took out the things. I think my acrylic block was this way. I didn't listen to Dyan very well. Here we go. That wasn't too hard. Just keep turning until you find it. That wasn't so bad at all. Okay. So now I'm going to take that off. Just going to, because I had it this way. I'm going to figure that out before I inked it up. So, and now I'm going to remove this middle one. And I know I'm stamping this, and I plan to remove this, but then it's stamped and ready for another page. Caribbean Coast. And it says it's permanent waterproof. So pretty. I do love Dyan's doodles. Okay, so now I turned it this way. Oh, that's much better. Just need the acrylic block the right way. This is very easy to hold this way. I think I'm over that way too much. So yeah, if you put the grooves on the side, it's so much easier to get a hold of. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm way too far over. Okay, so put this one back in. Ooh, look at that first shot. I think. Yep. Then I'm going to take this off. I have, it's the Ranger Wendy Vecchi Leaf Green. I am not good at lining these up. Oh, and I moved. Oh, it's not too bad. It's just a little smudge. Kind of looks like I rubbed the ink a little. I think I want to doodle on it before I cut anything out. Let's see. I'm going to have a Ranger Letter It Fine Liner 04. I want to use this somehow. You'll have to forgive me if it doesn't turn out great. This is my very first time playing with all of this. I have not had any practice. I only just opened it. It just came in the mail today. I should do it. No, because then I can line it up. Nope, because I need that to come down. Darn it. I'm tired and I think it's showing. Well, my corner here is not going to be very nice. I think I might move it over slightly. I don't know. I'm going to MacGyver a corner here for a second. Extend it a little bit. It's going to be a big corner. Let's just go for it. I'm sure once we add our doodles, it'll all be great. Just gonna bring those together. That line's where I dropped my stamp. Just tidying up this little bit where I goofed. So that is my fault, not the stamp. I messed up. I really want to doodle just a simple line. I'm doing it very loose and I'm going over it twice. And that way it looks like I'm being messy on purpose. Do it more than once, then it looks intentional. And nobody's none the wiser. Unless you put a YouTube video out there telling everybody. Do I want to do more? I feel like once you play and you start thinking about things, the possibilities will be endless. My mind is just not fully there today. But I could see this ruler being fun. I'm just going to do a loop on each corner. And kind of mimicking this. Let me put a circle. My circles keep getting bigger. That's too much. So I just have some mushy peas in there. And my water brush, I think, is dried up a little on the inside because it's been forever since I used it. So I'm just dipping it in the ink spray to color it. Now if you had, I don't feel like these are really necessary anymore. I mean, if you want for traveling and stuff, or the convenience of not having to take everything out. I don't really feel like these are necessary anymore since Dyan came out with her own paintbrushes. And they work well painting with the ink sprays. You could just use one of her brushes, which is what I was going to do, but then I saw this one had one already, this color, so I decided to use it. But it can get quite expensive if you want to buy all the Tim Holtz or Koi water brushes and fill them with inks. So don't feel like you have to do that. Just dip a paintbrush, like if I was going to use a paintbrush, I would just dip it right into the ink bottle as long as my brush was clean. Like I wouldn't put a dirty old paintbrush in there, or, you know, use pink and not clean the brush and then go into the green. I wouldn't do any of that. But you can just use a regular paintbrush. So now my favorite pink is bubblegum pink, but I think I want to go for pink flamingo. And I don't have a water brush for that one, so I know I have some clean Dyan paintbrushes here. There's one. So I'm just going to dip my paintbrush right in there. Ooh. So this paintbrush holds a lot of the spray. A lot more than the water brush. Like I am getting a lot on here without having to redip my brush. I could still go, but the only reason why I'm going to redip is because it's fading and I want that vibrancy back. So a little goes a long way when using this brush. This is giving me Alice in Wonderland vibes. Why is that? Is it the colors I'm using? I'm looking at this and I feel Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if it's the blue and that's Alice's dress. And then the checkerboard, you see a lot of checkerboard. I don't know. But that's what it makes me think of. Do I want this outer? Oh, yep, I do, because I touched it. That's how I decide. Oops, I touched it, so now it's pink. Look at that, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Friggin' egg. Didn't mean to do that. I'm loving the pink and the green together. So pretty. So once that's dry, I may go in with more doodles. I'm not sure. But I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to do these corners with a blue. London blue, maybe? I'm wondering London blue or Blue Lagoon. I think Blue Lagoon. I need a clean brush. I have water there, but oh, there we go. Oh, maybe a bit more. So I'm just swishing it around in water until it's clean. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out around this big flower. So I have Dyan's cutting mat in place. I'm gonna go around like closer to the checkerboard part than the stamp. And remember where your cutting board ends, like where you have it placed. It's always easier cutting toward yourself, although don't they say never to cut toward yourself? I feel like I've heard that. Never cut toward yourself. I know make sure your fingers aren't here, like make sure they're behind the knife. That makes sense. But I always cut towards myself. That's pretty. You can really see it with the black underneath. Okay. I'm going to trace the opening. So I'm holding that paper down and I'm using that cutout like a stencil. And just tracing around it. Okay. So I think I'm going to paint the inside of this. And I know that's too much, but I can put it back in the bottle after. So I'm just using a bigger brush of Dyan's. And I'm going to color in the whole flower. Isn't that gorgeous? I have way too much ink out because this, you don't need a lot. Just a little bit of blue there. So when that dries, we'll stamp into it. Okay, it is the next day, so this is definitely dry. I have to see. Nope. There we go. Or do I want it all sealed? What is it I'm doing? Yeah, I think I will stamp that middle because then I have it for if I ever want it for another page. So I am going to do it in black. Was it getting the very tip? I think it's because that center stamp is up a little bit from the big one. And I moved my stamp. How did I move it? Yep. See how I didn't get the centers? I'm just going to draw them in. Okay, and then I want to cut out the center. So let's see if this looks any good. Ooh, nice. Now, do I want that center green? I think so. That is cool. It wasn't looking like much at each step, but when you put it together, that looks really cool. Now I need to clean that. It goes that way. So once again, I'm going to take the pencil and I am going to trace so I know where to stamp. And I'm going back to that same green. Not completely lined up. I didn't feel like it was the right way, but it's close enough for me. I'm going to erase those pencil lines, at least just the ones you can see. Okay, now we can't just leave it at this. We're going to have to do more doodling on each page. So on the back of this page, I am going to doodle through the stencil bowl of cherries. And I am going to use the 04 fine liner. I don't think I'm going to scribble in. I'm just going to outline it. Because I may paint it in with the sprays. Because this is a way we can incorporate the pink on the cherries. And we can do green on the leaves. So just take your time, relax, put on some music, and trace through the stencil. So I'm not going to record all of this because that will bore you to tears. That is done. Now I'm going to paint all the cherries in pink and the leaves in green. So mushy peas and pink flamingo. And again, I'll probably just paint a few and then turn off the camera so you do not have to watch the whole thing. And I don't even think this will take overly too long with the paintbrush. I think for the stems, I'm just gonna doodle, like do the loose, sketchy, zigzaggy lines. I have a thought, and I'm just wondering if I'm patient enough to be able to do it. Like, this is a ledger journal, and the background on this page, I don't know if you can, if the camera picks it up or not, but it is graph, so it has all these little squares. I'm contemplating painting them in, or every other one in, black to do the checkerboard look. I don't know if I want to, and I don't know if I have the patience. I'm going to wait until I get this done and have a look at it and see what I think. You have somewhat checkerboard here. I'm glad I picked the cherries. I like that. I don't know if I want the checkerboard, but I feel like I want a little, I think. Do I want a little something more? I don't know, maybe I'll hold off on it because I'm not sure if I want anything more added to it or not. I'm going to wait and move on. Okay, this one I'm just dying to do just an outline. And then of course another. Okay, I am going to go with this one. This is from Quilts of Brushstrokes. I'm just using a smaller Ranger stamping block for that. Now what color do I want to do? I want to do black or a color. Could do the blue. I feel like it would make sense to do the blue. Or I could do it in black and paint the inside of the diamond blue. I think I'm going to do black and then the inside blue. So I'm just going to go in between each set of petals. Okay, so I'm going to wait for that to dry before I do any painting. Or coloring it in with the shimmers, not shimmer, ink sprays. I'm going to do a stencil, like circles. That or this, I think it's drafts, yeah. Might go with that one. I don't want that one. I don't like them all being together. I'll go with that one. And this is reminding me of her other new stamp set. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Like the shapes. Yeah. It'll remind me of that. I wonder if that's where she got the idea for the stamp. Like if she did this and doodled the flower inside. Maybe. Maybe. So again, I'm just going to trace it like I did with the cherries. And I'm stopping wherever I meet a stamped image. That looks cool. I like that. And now I don't think I do want to color these in. I think I might color these instead. I'm feeling blue. And then I'm not sure. Ooh, I went too deep. I may paint the background pink. But this is going to take a while. I've been looking at this and I feel like I want to make this border here thicker. So I'm going to grab a fatter black Posca. I just have a piece of black cardstock underneath to protect the page that's underneath. So it's actually going to cover up the sketchy lines that I did over it, but I think this thick line will make it stand out a bit more and give it more definition, so hopefully I don't regret it. I really don't think I will. Kept thinking I would come back to this page and doodle in one of these areas, like either the pink or the green. I'm not sure if I want to. So I'm probably going to save this page for last, like wait until everything else is done and then see if I want to do anything more to it. Yeah, that stands out better. I like that. I really like when you get to see all three of them together and like you can see the space. I don't know if you're getting it on camera, but it's pretty cool. So I'm going to leave this page for now. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I might want to make these lines a bit bolder as well. I'm going to wait. So now this one, do I think this is done? I might just go in with some white doodles. Now, this may not turn out well because this is ink spray and it just goes right through the white. I don't know if the fact that I stamped on top of the ink spray will help. We shall see. I can still see some blue coming through and getting up into the white. But I started, so I'm gonna finish it. And it'll still be something different, it just won't be as bold. It won't be a solid white. I think I want to go that inner one and do some black as well. I don't know if I want to color the whole thing in or just do the very edge. So I'm going to do the very edge first and see what I think. And then I can always go back and color it in if I want more. But I can't take it away. I'm just going to leave it at that. I like that. But I am going to make this bolder. I think I may leave that page like that. I kept thinking I wanted to go in and add little random circles, but I don't know. I think it may become too much. sometimes it's nice to leave things a little more simple. Now this one, I finished in coloring it with Blue Lagoon and then Parrot, Pink Flamingo. So there's something bugging me. I do feel like this black isn't bold enough, so that's bugging me a little. Not coloring in the whole thing, just kind of doing the center. So I don't want to get have to get too finicky with it and precise. So hopefully I'll be satisfied with just doing a little quick. And I'm not. So I'm going to go around and make a mess. I'm going to have to get the thinner one. So I'm still going to do it how I did the center with the thick one, and then just go back in with the thin one to get around the edges. Now I'm wishing I hadn't started it because it's going to be a bit of work. Okay, I'm not going to record all this because it'll be forever. Okay, so I got this all colored in. Then I, with the smaller Posca, just went over that line. And then while I had it out, I just went over this square and these with the fine Posca. So, something needs to happen in this one. Thinking maybe just some fine doodles inside the draft thing. So I'm going to look for maybe another stencil. Yeah. I'm going to do the Behave. And I'm going to use the Letterit 01. So because the stencil is small, I am going to be moving it around. I mean, it doesn't cover the whole thing. But like once I get it in a place where I can do a few of the spots at once, then I'll leave it. So now I'll move it. Actually, now that I'm looking at that, I'm gonna I don't know where this was. I want to doodle, like do that scratchy. I have no idea where this was. No idea. Where was it? Okay, well, I guess I'll do it without the stencil. So I don't think I will stop recording, but I'm going to stop talking so I can speed it up. Just so you can see that, yes, I'm moving around the stencil. I don't know, in case it's of any benefit to you. I like that a lot. Let one more. Yep. Love that. So I've decided to go in these little areas right here. And I think I'm going to color them in. That wasn't the plan first, but now it is. And then I think this spread is done, which is a little different for me because there's like no quote going on. I was going to say no focal point, but I mean the way the pages are done, I guess this flower that I'm working on now is somewhat a focal point. It's the center of what you see from the very first page. But then again, I don't really feel like it's a focal point because it's just part of the whole spread. I thought about adding something to the center of it, but I think I'm going to leave everything as it is. I'm going to see if this one's too big to do this. I'm going to keep on trying it. This is the 09. I'm pretty sure Ranger still carries these. They come in the set of 3. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it costs very much either. And they work very well. Okay, so again, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to speed this process up. Okay, now I decided I want to do like just a, what would you call this? A stitch line? I don't know. Whatever you want to call that. And I think I am done. Let's say this little part here is bugging me. So I'm just going to paint it in. Okay. Now I think we are done. I love it when all the 3 pages are together. That is cool. So on their own, I don't feel like they're, you know, anything super exciting. But together, they're great. And I'm not going to do this side, like not today. Like that could be another project for another day. So I hope you enjoyed the 3-page process and give it a try. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.